I just finished a push workout and some chest, shoulders, and biceps, and I thought I would record a little quick video for y'all just in the car. And I got my nerdy ass glasses on because I don't wear contacts and I can't see very well, so I wear them when I'm driving. But anyways, the last video I made was like a super fancy Loom video, and I made a PowerPoint and all that, and I started editing it, and I never ended up posting it because I traded in my old MacBook for a new one, so I have more storage and stuff like that. But I'm thinking about making anywhere between 1 to 6 videos a week. I know, it's genius, calm down, I get too excited. So, because I work out 6 times a week and I usually am driving during that time, so I can make a quick 20-minute, little 30-minute video for you guys and provide some value on how I bulked up and how I put on muscle in my journey. So, for those of you who don't know who I am, my name is Chance Pomeranke. I put on 50 pounds of muscle in my first 2 years of training, and I went from 125 pounds to 197 pounds during the duration of my first bulk. And I did a lot of things right and I did a lot of things wrong, and my channel is going to be about that journey, what I did to get there, and what started my journey to begin with. So now I currently run a business called Herculean Fit LLC, and my Instagram is Skinny2Herculean. So in the YouTube videos, it's just going to be basically longer format of my Instagram reels and my YouTube shorts and my TikToks. And I just want to start posting as much as possible for you guys. Just vlogs at the gym when I bring my wife and stuff, she can record me working out, and I can post my workouts, my specific routines, the supplements I take, the food I eat, all that, just so you guys can kind of see what it looks like to go from a skinny, depressed loser to a more confident, muscular, ambitious person, and how that affects your life in all the positive ways. And the reason I really started a business for doing that is because, I'm sorry, this looks horrible, but the sun's like right in my eyes and I can't see. It's because, like, I know how painful it is to not like how you look and to hate yourself, quite honestly, and to look at your skinny reflection and your lack of ambition and your laziness and your sloth and all of that, and just hate who you are and all the things that you're not. And once I finally made the decision to get in the gym and give life a real shot and try my absolute hardest and show up every single day regardless of how I feel, that's when I started to become more confident. I started to attack my goals. I started making more money. I started developing real personal relationships with people I actually want to be friends with. And basically every single aspect of my life got a lot better in every possible way you can imagine. Because fitness proves to yourself that you can keep a promise to yourself, and that you can show up every single day regardless of how you feel. And you learn the skill of consistency, which is a really good skill to learn very early on, because everything that's hard or any goal that you have is going to require some level of consistency in one way or another. And for a lot of people, I think that if they don't get the fitness thing handled right away, like before financial success or relational success, it's very hard to get in shape after, you know? And it's like, of course you see the one-offs like Jeff Bezos or whatever it is, you know, because arguably they have all the money in the world to hire the best nutritionists and the best trainers and go to the best gyms and all that stuff. And of course that stuff helps. But Jeff Bezos is also one of the richest men on the planet, and it's already extremely disciplined and ambitious. You know, like, you're just some guy. So it's hard because you already have enough positive reinforcement in other areas of your life. So it's really hard to have a deep burning desire to be like, I want to get in the best shape of my entire life when you have financial success already, or if you have a flourishing relationship already. So my suggestion to people, or at least the way that I've done it, that I've seen very beneficial, is to get in shape first. Because getting in shape is relatively easy. Like, it's really not that hard. Putting on muscle is not really that hard. Losing weight's really not that hard. But doing it, you learn a lot of things, you know, develop a lot of skills, and you'll start to become the kind of person who can attack other areas of their life with consistency and discipline and mental fortitude and resilience. And so that's really what I want to help other men do, skinny men in particular. I want to help you guys develop the mindset it takes in order to get jacked and to start attacking other areas of your life. But that starts with fitness. It starts with fitness. And for me, it started with fitness, so I want to help people in in that area. That's what I want to do. That's what these videos are going to be about. And to start, I don't want any of them to be fancily, that's not even a word, I don't want any of them to be like super edited, or, you know, the fast Alex Hormozy cuts with all the sound effects and all that stuff. I know how to do that kind of editing, but I currently don't have that kind of time to put into these longer format videos. I kind of want to just let you guys see my personality and get to know me and open up to you guys and develop relationships with my audience. Right now I don't really have an audience, but eventually along the lines of content I'll start to formulate an audience and a group of people who can join my journey, and I want some of those people to be you guys, so that we can all get after it together and improve our fitness, which will trickle into other areas like our confidence and our relationships and our financial goals and things like that. So forgive me if I seem scatterbrained. Like I said, I just finished my workout and I'm just kind of talking off the top of my head. But I think that, okay, I'm going to switch. I want to provide you guys some value here. So for the skinny guys who want to build muscle, the first year of training, forgive me, that's my car going off. For the first year of training, I suggest you ignore all the noise. I suggest you ignore all the supplementation and all the fancy jargon and all this stuff. And I suggest you focus on one thing, and that's calories in versus calories out. And I suggest you track it every single day with MyFitnessPal, and you make sure that you're in a caloric surplus. Because in my first few years of training, I would have a lot of people come up to me that ask me what pre-workout I took, what supplements I take, how much protein I was eating, if I was taking steroids, like all this stuff. And every single person, I always would walk away from that conversation like, why didn't they ask me like how many calories I'm eating? Why didn't they ask me what my diet looked like? Because, and this, as I grow, I learn this applies to other areas of your life as well. But for some reason, when you start to develop some form of success in one area, people always think there's a secret. They always want to believe that there's a secret, and if they just do it, and you found out, like, if you found out about the secret that they just don't know about, and if they can find out what that secret is from you, then they can start doing it. But it never was that. It wasn't the supplements I took. It wasn't the pre-workout I took. It wasn't how much protein I was, it wasn't even how much protein I was eating. Like, I didn't even track my protein for the first 2 years. It's the simplest thing and the boring, monotonous task that everybody doesn't want to do, which is tracking your calories and tracking how much food you're eating so that you know that you're in a caloric surplus. Because skinny guys, we have fast metabolisms and we burn a lot of calories very easily. So losing weight's not really hard for us. It's putting weight on that's hard. And so in order to out-eat your fast metabolism, you have to know how many calories you're eating, and you have to do it consistently. And that's where that skill of discipline and mental fortitude and resilience will come in, because you don't want to sit there every single day and track the food you're eating. But you have to. And there's a price to pay for putting on muscle. And you can't get upset at the price. You just have to accept if you're going to pay it or not. And so all those people who would ask me those questions, like what supplements I was taking, or what pre-workout I was using, or what my split was, none of them were doing the one thing they should have been asking about, which was actually tracking their calories and eating in a caloric surplus. Because muscle growth can happen in a deficit and or at maintenance. It can. It can, but it's not the most optimal way to build muscle. There are people who take copious amounts of drugs, copious amounts of steroids. They have the best trainers in the world. They have top 1% genetics. And even those people who are on every single steroid you could possibly imagine. They have the best drugs. They go to clinics. They have blood work done. They are the best trainers in the game. And they've been training for decades plus. Right? Think about that. Even those people bulk and cut. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of people are like, they want to complicate stuff. They want to complicate it. And I'm not telling you to be a 270-pound bodybuilder and shoot a bunch of steroids. That's not the point I'm making at all. The point I'm making is if there was a more effective way to put on muscle, don't you think that the people who do it for a living and compete at the highest levels, don't you think that those people would do the way that you think you found out about? Yeah, they would do it, because that's literally how they make their living. That's what they do. They eat chicken and broccoli and this boring ass food, and they train for hours on end, and they hire trainers, and they spend all this money on supplementation, and they spend money on blood work, and they spend money on all of this stuff, nutritionists, all of it, every single part of it. They get massages, deep tissue stretching, all this stuff, and they still do the basics. They track their calories, they track their macros, they make sure they're in a surplus when they're bulking, they make sure they're in a deficit when they're cutting, and because that's the way that your body responds. So if you're gonna take one piece of value away from this video, which I'm gonna get better at, is providing you guys the actual tactical, actionable little things that you can do in order to put on muscle and weight, which is what this channel is going to be about. That one piece of advice is to track your calories and make sure you're in a calorie surplus. If you just do that one thing and you lift 3 to 6 times a week, anywhere between there is fine. I would do 3 as a minimum. I would do 6 on the higher end of it. If you just do those 2 things, I promise you'll probably build more muscle than everybody in the gym that you go to. Like hands down, because no one knows what the fuck they're doing. Like, nobody knows. Everyone who goes to the gym, they're just guessing. Like, they have no idea what they're doing. Like, it honestly pisses me off, because I go into the gym and I've been working out for almost 5 years now, right? But I've had a lot of success in that short amount of period of time. And I'm not trying to say that arrogantly. I'm just saying that's why I built my business off of this, is because I feel like so many people are wasting so much time. Like, I built exactly the physique I want. Like, obviously I'm not satisfied. I never will be. I'm going to keep growing. But I built the exact physique that I wanted. The exact look I had in my mind when I first started. I did it within the first 2 years of lifting. Like, it doesn't take that long. You can do it in a very short amount of time. So what I'm saying is, everyone who goes to the gym, they're just like you, bro. They have no idea what the hell they're doing. They're watching this stupid, overcomplicated science videos on fitness too. They're taking stupid supplements they don't need to be taking. They're watching way too many YouTube videos they don't need to be watching. If you would just stick to the basics, bro, lift as heavy as possible and track your macros. That's just the first thing. Just do that for a few months. Track your calories, and that's it. I didn't even track protein. Like, I literally didn't even eat enough protein that all these people say you need 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight. Bro, it's literally not that deep. If you're just in a caloric surplus, you will build muscle. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. I promise you. Does protein help? Yes. Should you track your protein? Yes. Should you get a good amount of protein? Yes. Okay? I'm not saying those things are bad. I'm just saying people stress over this stuff like it's going to make the biggest difference in the world, and it just doesn't, bro. Like, it really boils down to 1 to 3 things that really matter, and if you just hit them as hard as you possibly can, you will get bigger. But it's all boring. It's boring to be like, okay, if I just track my calories, I'll get big. It's boring. People want to think it's some fancy supplement. They want to think it's some super overcomplicated isolation fitness influencer movement when it's not. They want to think they need to go to the gym with 27 people and 4 scoops of pre and the right playlists, and you don't need any of that. You don't need any of it. You need none of it. Like, you can go in, you don't need pre-workout, you don't need music, you don't need to eat at the optimal time before you're training. You don't need any of that. Like, if you just hydrated and you had a meal during the day before your workout, that's it. Just go in there, lift heavier every single week, and track your calories, bro. Like, I promise you, it's that simple. It's that simple. Okay? And I'm making these videos. I'm gonna be very transparent. I'm making this YouTube, and the only reason I post on social media, the only reason I have social media is to make money. If I wasn't building a business, I would not be on here. I would not post content. I wouldn't post YouTube. I wouldn't post TikTok. I wouldn't post on Instagram. I wouldn't post anything. I would just consume content to educate myself and to learn things that I want to learn. But my main intention here is to be a coach, and that you guys watch all of my stuff, and then you go to my Instagram @skinny2hercule, and you DM me, and you want coaching, and you want my help building muscle. That is my intention. However, if you just do what I'm saying in this video, you're not going to. But if you did, I promise you'd get the results. You would get the results. You would get the results. But you don't have an information issue. You don't have a knowledge issue. You have a lack of action issue. And that's why mentorship and education and college and all these things, all these ways that people learn things are so great because you actually don't have a knowledge issue. I mean, in college you probably have a knowledge issue, but you don't have a knowledge issue most of the time. Most of the time you have an action issue. You don't take enough action on the knowledge that you do have, because you learn from the action you take anyways. So if you're just like, okay, I don't know exactly what workouts I should do, I don't know exactly how many calories I should eat, I don't know exactly how much supplements I need to take, right? But I'm gonna work out really hard, and I'm gonna track my calories, and I'm gonna see what happens. If you would just do that, you would make really good progress. I promise you'd make really good progress. So I'm pulling into my neighborhood now. I hope to track my journey along the way. This might not be the right neighborhood. It's not the right neighborhood. Okay, I'm lost. So I recently just moved, and so I'm lost now. But I think I made the wrong turn. I don't know why. But that's alright. Anyways, I want to share a little bit of a backstory here. So I recently got married. I'm 21 years old. I just got married to my wife. We've almost been married 1 year. I got married very young because I'm a Christian man, and I believe in marriage. I think it's absolutely amazing. I love being married to my wife. She's an amazing woman. But the reason I bring that up is because when we got married, we moved in with my parents, and like, I'm not proud of that. That's not something I'm happy about. I think it's embarrassing, quite honestly. And basically, I'm sharing that to let you guys know that I'm still on my journey. Like, I haven't arrived. I'm still working on things. I'm still growing to be the man that can provide and lead properly in my life and for my woman. And I want you guys to know, though, like, things can change really quickly. You know, like you can really change your life around, and you can become the kind of person who takes action regardless of how you feel. And I'm just sharing that because I want you guys to know, like, I recently just spent, not too long ago, like, I spent my last $2,000 on this car I'm driving right now, and it has 229,000 miles on it. And me and my stepdad did a bunch of work on it to get it running. And before that, I bought a Ford Fusion, and it had 330,000 miles on it when I bought it, and I drove it every single day to work. And I work open to close 7 days a week. I was working 80 to 100 hours a week, killing myself. And I popped the tire on it. I drove it on its bare rim, and I had to start putting water in the engine because it blew a head gasket or something like that. I'm not particularly educated on mechanical jargon, but that's what I'm trying to let you guys know. Like, I wish I would have documented that stuff, because I quit my job. I had $20,000 saved up, and I spent all of it. Like, I spent all of it. My wife ended up getting into a car accident, and she didn't get the insurance money back for a little while, so I had to buy her a car cash. And so I went through that $20,000 relatively quickly. And then, of course, since I quit my job, we didn't have that much of an income coming in. And so we went through that money pretty quickly as well. And the business I was trying to scale at the time is my online coaching business, which I didn't have any idea what I was doing, so I just burnt through all the money. And my car ended up blowing up as well after we bought her car. And I spent my last $2,000 on this car that I'm driving right now. And so I just want you guys to know, like, I don't come from privileged beginnings. I don't. I've grown up relatively poor most of my life, and I want you guys to know, like, I'm on my journey. I'm starting off, and I hope that you can see these videos and watch my stuff and get inspired to do the same. You know, to work as hard as you possibly can to overcome the poverty that you live in, if you do live in poverty, or if you just want to live more and be more than that you were born into. So I want to document my journey along the way, and I want you guys to know, like, this is my journey. I am starting out. I'm not anywhere near close to where I want to be. I want to live in a different state with my wife. I want to take care of her. I want to provide for her 100%, because I think that's what men should do. And like I said, I just want to document my journey along the way. And I will either post one of these a video like this every single day, or at least 6 times a week, because that's how often I go to the gym, 5 to 6 times a week, depending on work and my schedule. Or I will post 1 to 2 times a week, depending on what I decide, because I still need time for posting my short form content, recording that content, editing it, doing outreach on the business, and stuff like that. So you guys let me know in the comments what you want from me, and I'll provide either way. So that's the end of my video. I'm pulling up to the house that I'm staying at right now, and we will talk next video. See you guys.